The return of the ancient healers on shamanism, sacred medicines, and the path of true guidance. Long before temples were carved in stone, before scriptures were inked onto parchment, before prophets spoke to nations, humanity learned the language of healing from the earth herself. The earliest teachers were the rivers, the mountains, the trees, the animals, the winds. And those who listened deeply, those who sat with the night, who dreamed with the ancestors, who followed the flight of birds and the rhythm of the stars, came to be known as shamans, medicine men, medicine women, seers, walkers between worlds. They held a sacred responsibility to keep open the doorway between the seen and the unseen, to protect the harmony of the tribe and to guide souls back to balance when illness, physical, emotional, or spiritual arose. This chapter is a remembrance of that ancient lineage and its relevance in this age of upheaval and rebirth. The shamanic origin of human spirituality. Shamanism is not a religion. It is the primordial root of which all religions later blossomed. It is older than doctrine, older than myth, older than recorded history. At its core, shamanism rests on a simple truth. Everything is alive. Everything is connected. Everything speaks. The shaman does not treat illness as an isolated event, but as a message, a ripple in the web of being. Where modern science sees coincidence, the shaman sees pattern. Where modern medicine sees symptoms, the shaman sees story. Where modern culture sees madness, the shaman sees initiation. To walk the shamanic path is to learn the language of creation as it expresses itself through dreams, synchronicity, visions, animal messengers, elemental forces, and the guiding presence of ancestors and spirits of the land. It is not superstition. It is deep listening. It is not escapism. It is engagement with the unseen. It is not alternative spirituality. It is the oldest spiritual science humanity has ever practiced. The earth as a living apothecary. For thousands of years, shamans learned healing, not from abstract theory, but from direct communion with nature. They discovered that each plant carries a spirit, a signature, a vibration, a song, an intelligence, a medicine. Plants are not passive. They are conscious beings with evolutionary wisdom far older than humanity. From the high mountains to the deep forests, from the deserts to the tropics, cultures around the world found plants that could open the heart, quiet the mind, purge trauma, unravel ancestral wounds, and restore connection with the soul. Among them are the sacred medicines known today. Each has its own spirit, its own lessons, its own dangers, its own blessings. These are not recreational substances. They are teachers. They open doors. But every open door invites both light and shadow. Thus, in all cultures, these medicines were approached with reverence, preparation, and strict guidance. The healing power of ancient medicines. Sacred medicines work on multiple layers of the human being. 1, the physical level. They detoxify the body, restore gut-brain connection, reset hormonal cycles, release inflammation, and cleanse toxins, parasites, and stagnation. 2, emotional level. They bring stored trauma to the surface, soften defenses, and allow buried grief, fear, and anger to be released without repression. 3, psychological level. They dissolve rigid patterns, reset neural pathways, help heal PTSD, depression, addiction, and illuminate unconscious beliefs. 4, ancestral level. They uncover inherited burdens, transgenerational trauma, and karmic entanglements. 5, spiritual level. They open perception beyond the physical senses, reconnect individuals with their soul, and remind them of the sacredness of existence. 6. Energetic level. They cleanse the chakra system, remove stagnant energies, and realign the subtle body with its higher pattern. 7. Existential level. They dissolve the illusion of separation and initiate the seeker into the unity of all being. This is why ancient medicines were never seen as drugs, but as sacraments. They are not tools, they are relationships. Not chemicals, but frequencies of consciousness encoded in plant form. The necessity of true guidance. Sacred medicines are powerful, but power without wisdom is dangerous. For this reason, ancient cultures always required trained guides, initiated shamans, medicine elders, and lineage holders who carried the responsibility of protecting the seeker. A true guide has undergone initiations, faced their own darkness, purified their intentions, learned the language of the plant spirits, developed the capacity to hold space, cultivated humility, surrendered egoic ambition, earned the trust of the medicine itself. In shamanic cultures, a shaman was not self-declared. They were recognized by the community and by the spirits after years, sometimes decades of training. The universal teacher speaks clearly. To work with sacred medicines without guidance is to walk into a temple of fire with no understanding of flame. Without a trained healer, traumas can be reactivated. Visions can overwhelm. Energies can scatter. Entities can attach. The ego can inflate. Delusion can masquerade as revelation, and the seeker can become lost between worlds. The medicine opens the door. The guide ensures you walk through safely and return whole. The dangers of misuse. Where there is power, there is temptation. Where there is healing, there can also be harm. Sacred medicines in the wrong hands can become pathways to spiritual bypassing, ego inflation, false messianic fantasies, psychological instability, energetic fragmentation, dependency on ceremonies, manipulation by untrained facilitators, abuse of power, exploitation of vulnerable individuals, cultural appropriation, loss of grounding, mixing incompatible medicines, premature opening of psychic channels, and attracting dark or unintegrated forces. These dangers are not theoretical. They are real. They have consequences. They leave scars. They break lives. The difference between healing and harm is not the medicine. It is the container. Just as fire can cook food or burn a house, sacred medicines can purify the soul or disorient it, depending on how they are approached. This is why the ancients insisted on lineage, tradition, apprenticeship, and moral integrity. Without these, medicine becomes poison. The role of initiation and preparation. The ceremony does not begin when the cup is lifted. It begins weeks, months, or even years before through preparation, diet, prayer, meditation, and the purification of intention. Initiation was essential because it ensured that the seeker entered the ceremony not as a consumer, but as a humble participant in a sacred covenant. Preparation stabilizes the mind. Initiation strengthens the heart. Guidance protects the soul. Integration anchors the experience into daily life. Without integration, visions remain visions, and healing remains incomplete. The universal teacher teaches, medicine can show you the mountain, but only discipline allows you to climb it. The return of ancient medicines in the modern age. Humanity is now facing a global crisis of meaning. Depression, anxiety, addiction, trauma, and spiritual fragmentation are widespread. Traditional therapies, while valuable, cannot always access the deeper layers of the psyche where the real wounds reside. This is why sacred medicines are resurfacing now, not as a trend, but as a response from the earth herself. The ancient teachers are returning because humanity has forgotten its soul. But their return is not without responsibility. Modern seekers must approach with humility, education, discernment, and reverence for indigenous wisdom. To use these medicines outside their context without guidance is to repeat the mistakes that led to humanity's present suffering. The shaman as midwife of the soul. A true shaman does not heal you. They guide you into the place within you where healing becomes possible. They are midwives of the soul's rebirth. Their work is not glamorous. It is sacred labor. They hold the ceremony, protect the space, navigate the astral realms, remove intrusive energies, sing healing songs, channel spirit guidance, anchor the participants, ensure safe return, and transmit the wisdom of ancient lineages. A true shaman knows medicine is only as powerful as the humility of the one who serves it. Thus, the greatest shamans are often the most self-effacing, the most quiet, the most grounded, and the most humble. The future of sacred medicine on earth. In the coming age, sacred medicines will play a crucial role in healing humanity's wounds. But they must be stewarded, not exploited. Integrated, not commodified. Approached with reverence, not curiosity alone. The new healers of humanity will be those who unite ancient plant wisdom with deep psychological knowledge, energetic mastery, and the guidance of the universal teacher. The medicines are not enough. The shamans are not enough. The therapists are not enough. The spiritual teachers are not enough. The future belongs to those who can weave all these strands into a single path of wholeness. Blessing of the universal teacher. For those who walk the medicine path, receive this blessing spoken. Beloved, the medicines are doorways, not destinations. They are teachers, not masters. They are allies, not gods. Walk with respect, walk with clarity, walk with guidance. Do not seek visions, seek truth. Do not seek power, seek balance. Do not seek escape, seek embodiment. And remember, the medicine does not heal you. It reveals you to yourself. The healing is your work. The integration is your devotion. The transformation is your responsibility. Walk gently, walk bravely, walk without haste, for the ancient spirits watch you with love and with expectation. May your path be protected. May your visions be true. May your healing be deep. May your heart remain humble. And may the medicines guide you only toward the light that you came to earth to remember. In conclusion, the sacred responsibility of the medicine path. Shamanism and sacred medicines are not alternatives to spirituality. They are ancient pillars of it. But with great power comes great responsibility. The true path requires guidance, preparation, humility, maturity, discipline, and integration. When approached properly, sacred medicines are among the most profound allies for healing, awakening, and restoring humanity's connection to the earth and to the divine. When misused, they can lead to confusion, egoic inflation, or spiritual collapse. The choice lies with the seeker. The path is ancient. The medicines are alive. The guides are returning. The universal teacher walks with you. Thank you for your presence and attention. Namaste.